Hello everybody, Mr. Rom here, and welcome back to Transport Fever 2. In the last episode, we spent an ungodly amount of money building this enormous bridge that we're crossing right now. It's a very nice bridge, a big kind of girder bridge, but it was rather expensive, and we had to take out an enormous loan to be able to afford to install it. But we got it installed, hooked up, everything is working. The lines have been edited to merge the southern and northern passenger routes, and all the trains got moved over, and so now it's all running. And go ahead and head out here. I did make a few changes. Now, as I mentioned, we had to go significantly in debt to be able to afford that thing. So what I had to do was, again, pause time. I'm going to unpause it now and turn that off. And run the game for quite a while to build up the funds to pay off the entire debt, which I have done. So, that's done. I also let enough money build up that I could replace the trains. So, I've dropped down to 3 trains on the line, and I have replaced them with these Alco PA, twin units with these streamlined passenger wagons. Each train holds 162 passengers. And if we look at our financials for that line, it is making a significant income. So that's very good. If we look at the financials for the rest of the lines, they're doing fairly well. Go all in the black. So except for this one right here, but that's whatever. And we now have a fairly significant little treasury here to get to work on the next project. But that did take quite some time, just letting the game sit and run at high speed. So, obviously did not want to be doing that on screen. So I went ahead and took care of that, on my own. All right. So we now need to move on to the next project. And I think the next project is going to be freight-based. We're going to be starting to move some freight. I also am going to need to get in... Laredo's starting to look pretty nice. Starting to move in here and start to improve some of the internal commuter systems within some of these cities. So I want to make sure that the internal traffic doesn't start getting too bad. Because that became a problem, as I mentioned in my last series, and I would rather that not become a problem here. Good passengers. Very nice. All right. So, the way I want to handle freight in this particular series is I want to use kind of what I'm thinking of as regional hubs, a kind of place where we can bring the freight in and then distribute it out from a kind of centralized locations, and then create links from hub to hub to move freight around the map wherever it needs to go. That's my thought, and I'm not sure it's going to work, but it's what we're going to try doing. So my first place that we were going to take a look here is in this region here, in this kind of southeastern, I guess is what we're going to call it, if we're calling this the south edge of the map and that the east edge of the map. So this kind of southeastern area of the map. So we've got some good stuff in here. And, we got some things we can do. We have kind of a traditional fuel setup here where we have a traditional oil well, oil refinery, a fuel refinery. We have, let's see, a silver ore mine, an iron ore mine, a marble mine. I guess you would call that a quarry. Another marble quarry over there. We have a construction materials plant. Let's see, we've got a meat processing plant over here. We've got a fishery there. We've got forest, farm, a quarry, just a normal stone quarry, another marble quarry there. Kind of a standard. Yeah, so we've got some things to do here. All right. So I'm thinking that we want to find a nice central location to put in our freight hub. And if I could put that near something, that would be good. Like this area might be a bit too far away. So probably we'll want to say, you know, this, because here's a silver mill. So, and here's our silver mine. All right, so kind of like this would be our cutoff here. Like this whole section is all going to be under one hub. This marble, that silver, that mill, this sort of stuff here. So if we're going to put this central-ish, then kind of in this area here might be good. This is a little bit too much of a kind of rough terrain there. I want to kind of get in a flat area. So maybe putting it hooked up to this marble mine might be a good idea. Then the marble can be sent here to the construction materials plant. Construction materials plant, for marble, it needs to be combined with normal stone. Looks like. So I think that's going to be our plan. All right, well, let's go ahead and get a cargo station here. I want to make it high speed. I am going to put catenary on this, so we are going to go electric. And we're going to basically make this thing as big as I can get it. And I think it makes sense to just hook it up here. I think I may even want to make this thing even larger. Because this thing is going to be handling potentially large trains and lots of cargo. So I could make it a little bit longer. Yeah, that's about as long as we can make it. So let's make this thing as large as possible. All right, for tracks. You know, I think we're just going to go with standard high-speed track here. We're not going to do anything fancy. All right, so there we are. You can see it's Kind of some fill here and some cut there. That's all right. Now, I think that the fastest cargo wagons we have are 75 miles an hour. So, track itself, when we start building it, isn't going to need to be any faster than that. Alright, so how would we want to handle these connections? I think we want to chain as many of these as we can. Alright, so I think that this... You know, I was thinking of making this a terminal, but I think I'll make this a through station, just in case. We'll do it like that, just in case I do want to extend that track down that path. You never know. Alright, so we got a station there. Now, how far down this road can I make this station and still be in catchment? Right about there. Let's put it right about there. Now, that actually might need 2 tracks. But we'll see. Let's see. Where do I want to put this one? Put it up here. I think we're going to have a track that runs, you know, and kind of connects all these guys together and then comes in here. You might make that a single train. There might be multiple trains on there, but I think that might be the plan. So I will kind of need to do something like that. And then that. Well, this one's going to be a bit interesting. Might have to actually directly... Can I directly connect? Yes. Directly connect that to that mine. Works. And for here, we'll cross the road. Now, over here, we could do a terminus station, but I will just keep the same style. All right. That should be fairly interesting. We also need to do deliveries into town. But what I think we would do is probably just truck stuff into town from the rail yards. Okay, so... I think our first connection is going to be over here. So for tracks, 75 is going to be, what, 90 kilometers an hour? No. 120? Yes, 120. All right, let's just take this straight over. Let's see what it looks like. Yeah, that should work. Now, is this going to have multiple trains on it? Probably not initially. It's gotta have a, yeah, it's gonna have a real tight curve on it. Yeah, we'll hook that up. It's a pretty deep gouge as well. Now, I think this is gonna have 2 trains on it. I think these are going to need to be double tracked. Because we're going to have the trains that are going to move the solid goods, the silver ore, the marble, the stone, the iron ore, that sort of stuff, and then we'll have a separate train for the fluids, the oil, the crude oil, the refined oil, the fuel, that sort of stuff are going to be on their own. They're all going to share the same track. Yes, okay, so let's go ahead and get in here and modify these stations. So, you're going to need a second track. They just need a second track. I don't think they need a second platform. That one won't need a second track. Okay. Alright, so here's how we're going to do this. Alright, so you're going to come in there. Now, I also want to use... Let's see, can I do it this way? Actually, what I might want to do... You know, this one won't refund. That's alright. I'm going to back that up a little bit. It only cost $500,000 to build. That's what I'd like to do is set up a way that any train coming in here can move to any other track. Don't know if that's going to be easy to do, but let's just experiment. Actually, we're going to keep it paused here for a minute. Keep it flat. Alright, so obviously we're going to want like these kind of diamonds here. Get all those in. Yes. And then we'll want them to be able to also do something like this. I'd like the train to be able to get it from over here to over here if they have to. So maybe we should just do it like that. Too much curvature, huh? Still don't think that's going to do what I want to do. I mean, I could try something like that. And double slip all these junctions. Alright, so how much would we have to do to make that work? Let's just see. Okay. And then can these be double slipped? I don't think so. They would need to be, though. Oops. We would need... one. Just throw this in. So something along these lines? We can double slip that one. We can double slip. Cannot double slip that one. Alright, so yeah, it would need to be even longer. Just slightly, though. Just slightly. Alright, let's stretch that out a little bit more. Yep, then we can double slip all those. Okay. Now the question will be, will it let me do one going the other way? Will be the question. Oh, where is it? It's like right about there. So yeah, I think that would work. Man, does that need some smoothing? Yeah, we can do it. Let's smooth that down. So, now... you need to be hooked up there. Now... cut that. I don't want to cut it back that much. All right, well that's fine then. All right, so now we just need to connect all these stations together. And really, a lot of these are going to be just pretty much straightforward. Oh, there's a bridge there. interesting. We could probably just make this up fairly... That almost touches the ground. Yeah, let's go with that. All right, and then that will connect over there. We have a crossing. It doesn't look too bad. Level crossing. Now we are going to have to cross twice. That doesn't look too bad. And that shouldn't be a problem either. All right, good. Yeah, most of this terrain is pretty flat, so there's no real need to do much fancy routing of track. So we want to put these in. I don't think it's really necessary to do them at every station, but, you know, we will anyway. Now, this curve might be a bit too tight to do it. No. It worked. Transport Paper 2 is much more tolerant to this sort of thing than Transport Paper 1 was. It still can be a little finicky sometimes. Okay, so they're all now hooked up. So, one thing we are going to want to do is hook up a depot to this. And that might be a good spot for it. I want to do something similar to this on this end. But the thing is, it's probably going to want me to bridge it because of the fact that the terrain is dropping away. Do I want to use this big depot or just go with something standard? might just go with the standard for the moment. And actually, the more I look at this, the more I think, yeah, that is going to need 2 trains, isn't it? Maybe. No, I think we probably do that with 1 train. Yeah, let's put a depot there. And then hook up a track. Now we are at the end of the episode here, so probably actually won't get any trains on here today, but we'll probably get some trains moving tomorrow. Or not tomorrow, next episode. Probably moving marble mostly to the construction materials plant. They still won't actually make any construction materials until we can get some stone. But that'll be kind of the next project. Alright, but for now, we'll go ahead and stop here for today. And so I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Go ahead, like, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you next time.